Hi guys, welcome to my channel Siri Tries to Do Things. Today I'm going to share with you about how I budget and what budgeting is and how I budget and why do I budget. Money is like water. If you don't show it any direction, it keeps going in the direction that it wants. So that is the reason many of the times most of us keep wondering, where is my money going? Like, what is happening to all the money that I bring home? And this is exactly the same question I had before I started budgeting. And that is the reason I actually started budgeting. So one of the reasons to budget is to make sure that every penny and every dollar or every rupee in your account has some accountability. You give it a direction, be it going grocery. This particular dollar goes to a grocery, this particular dollar goes towards a rent, and this particular dollar goes towards a fun, entertainment, something. So everything needs to be accounted for. And that is the reason budgeting is very important. And also, you can, once you budget and once you write down everything, what you're spending and how you're spending your money, where it is going, you'll have a clear idea of where majority of your money is going in. So the simple formula that I have for budgeting is whatever the money that is left is equal to the income that you bring in home. This might be your salary. Some people have irregular salary, like part-time job holders or business people. Their salary is not fixed. So I'm not sure how they budget, but this is mostly for people who have regular income. So the regular income that you bring in minus the expenses that you have. By the end of the month or by the end of your paycheck, if you have more money left in your account, more than zero, that means that you're saving some money. And if you have less than zero, that means that you are in deficit, which means that you are losing or you're overspending your money. And if it is equal to zero, that means that you're living paycheck to paycheck. Mostly what people do is they take out all the expenses and then they save what is remaining. Let's list out all your expenses. So now let us look at our expense buckets. So I categorize the buckets into three buckets. One is fixed expenses. The second one are variable expenses, and the third one I named it as a fun bucket, which is like fun expenses. Let us see what all these expenses are before going in detail. The first one, the fixed one, rent. The second one is the electric bills, all the utility bills, electric bills, the subscription bill. Then there are credit card bills. Then if you have a maid, the maid services, and if you have any childcare service expenses, and if you have to pay a registration or insurance or for car maintenance, these actually in the variable bucket itself, you can consider them as irregular because you don't spend it every month. Then you also have money, you should do money for the doctor visits as well. So that is the medical bills. So now the fun bucket, that fun bucket can be any gifts that you want to give others, or any date nights that you want to spend, any eating out money or any drinking out money, or any pampering gifts that you want to give yourself or your loved ones. So we will go into each of these in detail. But before that, I want to tell you that if you are managing everything with just one account, please do not do that. Try to have two accounts. One account is where all your income comes, and the second account is where all your savings goes in. So initially, I was telling you a simple formula of the budget or what money is left. That is your income minus your expenses. But for me, I would like to slightly modify that formula. I would say income minus your savings first, and then minus your household incomes, your savings. This goes into a bank account number 2. a savings account for you somewhere where you do not have access. Try to open an online account where there is no card, or where you can't get money very easily. That is your savings, and you pay yourself first, and that is very important in budgeting. When I started budgeting, paying myself was one of the things that I missed out on. I was always trying to balance to make sure that my simple formula is always equal to zero, and if I go less than zero, I used to borrow money from credit cards and then pay them off. So I was living a very paycheck to paycheck and very hard thing. So when I started doing this, what happened is, instead of borrowing money from the credit cards, I was able to borrow money from my savings for any of the emergencies that I had. How much money should I save out of my salary? So the recommended is 20% of your paycheck. So anytime you bring a paycheck, for example, if you bring $1,000, 20% of the $1,000, which is $200, should go into your savings, and you should live as if you have only $800. If you cannot do 20%, that's totally fine. Many people, it's hard to save 20%, especially for me when I started off on budget. So I started with 5%. So start with 5%, 7%, or even 2%. So anything you can save, just make sure it is gone. It's gone out of sight, out of mind. It's not in your account, and you will not even think that you have to use that account. So that is one thing. The question is, how much should I actually pay for rent? Here is two things. You get your income, and the income before the tax is called as gross income, and after the tax it is called net income. The general rule of thumb is to spend 30% of your gross towards rent. For example, if you are earning only $1,000 a month, then 30% of the $1,000 should, that is $300, should go towards your month. If you're living in an apartment or a condo, which is around $500, where you pay around $500, then you're overpaying your rent. This is a point where you have to consider the budget and see that either you take a roommate, or you cut down or move to a place which can afford, or you have to increase your paycheck almost $1,700 or $1,650 or $1,700 a month. So you have to do one of these three things. And let's talk about a variable cost like the utilities, electric bill, cable, internet, subscriptions that you have per month, gas, water bill, and everything in the variable bill list is negotiable. Try to negotiate with the people, call them, ask them, look for deals, and if you don't, try to see if you can cut down. For example, like Netflix subscription or Amazon Prime subscription. So you can watch Amazon videos also if you have Amazon subscription. So see if you can keep one or the either. Or if you want to go for free tools, there are Hulu, they are like different. So everything is negotiable. So try to talk to them. And internet and cable bill is one of the biggest. Try to talk to the customer service, ask them if there are any discounts, tell them that you're a loyal customer and you have been there. And also, one of the things that really works is if you tell them that I've been with you guys for a very long time and still I haven't received any of the benefits or anything, and if they deny and do not give you any benefits, ask them you would go with their competitors, see if their competitors are offering good prices, and negotiate with your subscriber if they can offer you a better rate. And this one takes a lot of time, being on the call with the customer service all the time. Sometimes you get good ones who really try to give you a good deal, work with you. Sometimes there are people who say that no, it's not possible. One thing, don't feel ashamed, just keep calling them. They are making tons of money off you, so try to ask and get those pennies, pinch in some kind of dollars and save them. I personally follow a habit of unplugging and putting off the lights in every room of the house. So if you're not using any cell phones or any laptop chargers, try to unplug them without leaving them, because they're still using the electricity even if you are not keeping your phone or your laptop charged. Try keeping the windows and doors closed in winter and open in summer, and always dry your laundry. You can save a lot of money not using the dryer, and also your clothes are drying in sunlight, which really saves you a lot of money. Also try washing your clothes in cold water. So there is another category of credit card payment. So many people use their household groceries or bills. They use credit cards to pay off the grocery bill or the electric bill, all these bills, and then pay the credit card off. This really helps them because you get certain points or you get certain cashbacks from credit cards. But some people, like, getting into credit card debt is bad. All debt are not bad, but credit card debt is definitely bad because it is considered a consumer debt and they charge you interest on it. If you have a credit card that doesn't charge you interest, well, good, fine. Go ahead and use it and make sure that you pay off the complete balance before the due date.